The Yaquina Bay Lighthouse was built in 1871 and was decommissioned only 3 years later. Yaquina Bay Lighthouse has been said to be haunted for centuries. Arguably, the most famous haunting is that of a teenage girl named Muriel. It is said that while visiting the abandoned lighthouse with a group of her friends, she realized she had lost her favorite handkerchief inside and returned to the building to retrieve it. Her friends waited outside but heard her scream. They ran back in, only to find a blood-stained handkerchief and no trace of Muriel. There's also the story of the spirit of a whaling ship captain, who's also reported to have been seen in and around the lighthouse. After meeting his demise when his ship wrecked during a raging storm, it is said he is still seen to this day. On a stormy night, you might just see him standing at the base of the lighthouse, staring up at the light that was supposed to have guided him home safely. On a bluff almost a mile into the Pacific Ocean stands the 93-foot-tall Yaquina Head Lighthouse. It has been guiding ships for almost 145 years and has been rumored to be haunted since its construction. One story tells of an ill-fated worker who fell to his death during the construction of the lighthouse. It is said his body was lodged between the double walls of the tower and was never retrieved, making him and his ghost permanently sealed to the lighthouse. There's also the story of the spirit of the lighthouse keeper, Higgins. It is said that he haunts the tower as well. As the story goes, lighthouse keeper Smith went to town, left Higgins in charge, but when Smith reached Newport, he saw that the lighthouse beacon wasn't lit. He rushed back only to find Higgins dead at the bottom of the spiral staircase. Another story has been told of the distraught daughter of a lighthouse keeper who was washed out to sea. The daughter was so overtaken by grief with the death of her father that she is said to have killed herself on the bluff. Her spirit is sometimes seen wandering the shore between Agate Beach and Nye Beach, searching for her father. Perched upon a pristine headland, the Heceta Head Lighthouse was constructed in 1892 and put to use 2 years later. The property contains the lighthouse, various outbuildings, as well as a house for the head lighthouse keeper and his family. There have been over 100 reports of ghost sightings at this location. The most famous haunting isn't at the lighthouse itself, but at the groundskeeper's house. The ghost, known as Rue, is believed to be the mother of a baby that was buried on site. There's no record of how the baby died, but it's said that the mother took her own life after her child's death. Visitors have reported strange incidents inside the house dating back to the 1950s. There are various reports of strange noises, objects moving on their own, and screams in the dead of the night. There are also reports of a gray lady haunting the lighthouse grounds. She appears in the mist and floats around the grounds. She also appears in a more solid form, and it is said that while the property was undergoing renovations in the 70s, one of the construction workers was painting the attic. When he came face to face with her reflection, he fled, refusing to go back into the house. I'm Kira Morgan. Thanks for joining me on this first episode of Ghosts of the Coast. Watch for future episodes, and if you have a ghost story you'd like us to feature, you can contact us on our Facebook page. For Pacific Northwest News and Entertainment, I'm Kira Morgan.